I do think you guys have a top 10 offensive line this year for sure.
They roll coverage.
All right, man. Obviously, the toughest time of the year is upon us, and then we got to go back and sit down and make some real critical decisions. And obviously, some of the guys out there with their last pitch efforts in order to get on a football team and be able to go out there and compete with us throughout the regular season. So with that said, we'll be opening up some questions.
Hey, first of all, shout out to Raheem Morris, head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. They actually made a bunch of cuts immediately following this game. So even though I'm recording this right now on Monday at about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, ahead of where my team is going to start doing cuts, you guys have actually already made some cuts. Obviously, these were guys that were absolutely on the fringe. You hope that maybe one or two of them might be able to reach your practice squad, of course. But at the same time, I do think that this Falcons roster is young. I think this Falcons roster is going to develop well. And even as a Carolina Panthers fan, I think you guys are really in the catbird seat to possibly compete for this division. I genuinely have already put out a post about it. I think that you guys are going to win the division. I think there's going to be a little bit of changes in Tampa with the loss of Liam Cohen, and I do think that you will be able to pounce on that. Of course, that's betting on Michael Penix Jr. That's betting on guys like Drake London, Bijan Robinson. I love what you guys have for the most part. Obviously, the defense is really young, and the pass rush was non-existent last year. But, I mean, you bring in guys like JPJ and Jalon Walker. I'm very excited for that, especially because this division has a lot of really good middle linebackers, or just linebackers in general. But the two teams that are not succeeding in this division are the teams that are not investing in that position right there. And that's my Carolina Panthers and, of course, the New Orleans Saints. So the two teams that are investing in it, the Atlanta Falcons, and like I said, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are actually seeing dividends from that. So shout out to you guys for those solid decisions in the draft.
Yeah, Coach, who were some of the guys that jumped out at you? We had, you saw Josh Woods make a big tackle and the running back get going there late.
You know, obviously, when you get a chance to go out there, these games, you know, you get a chance to see some real live special team plays, and you got a chance to see a big-time hit by Josh. You got a chance to see some guys go out there and get some opportunities to return the ball. You know, obviously, Dotson came in and got a couple big runs there in the second half to really be able to spark us and get some things going. But there were some people up front that got some real opportunities, whether it was Cindric, whether it was Gray, and all those guys getting there to show that they can go out there and actually play some football for us. And those are always good moments to see. Those are always good moments to go out there and evaluate some people. And a bunch of the guys went out there and do it. You know, obviously we'll go back, we'll grade the tape, we'll be able to watch it. These decisions aren't made easily. These decisions aren't taken lightly, and we'll get a chance to watch our guys and grade those guys and talk about it.
Hey, and that's actually another thing to shout out. Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the 53-man cut date. So all of these teams are making those decisions. Like I said, Raheem Morris and his team, the Falcons, have already made a lot of those decisions by cutting the first tranche of guys. Now, obviously, they haven't set the official 53 yet. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they have a deadline. If they have, it's currently scrolling across the screen right now. But honestly, like he said, I like what's here. I like what's going to build. It's just going to take some time, and they don't take the decisions lightly. A lot of these guys are coming in and competing as undrafted free agents, so you're really having to see the whole body of work and, of course, see how they're going to compete against the guys you just drafted. Like I said, I really like your draft class, so I love where the Falcons' future looks, but it's right here with this guy, Raheem Morris, that is going to be the force that hopefully pushes you guys to that next step.
And, Coach, we had to check back in with you on Caleb McGarry's situation. Any update on that?
You know, the thing I'll say now to you is he'll miss significant time. You know, obviously it'll look like an IR, whatever the case may be, whatever the case we got to do there, but he'll miss significant time for us.
Damn, the loss of Caleb McGarry cannot be understated. If he's going to IR, that obviously changes the dichotomy of this team. But hopefully, like he said, you have developed the tape on other guys that you're going to bring in and hopefully slot into his position to give you a little bit of leeway. Because if that's a complete collapse on that position, you are in a lot of trouble, my guy. Really, genuinely a lot of trouble. Really tough loss for you guys.
Coach, Elijah Wilkinson did not play tonight. I think it was reported that it was out of an abundance of caution. Is that because of an injury to him or the injury situation at tackle?
It's about what happens at the tackle position and our ability to go out there and be able to compete. You know, Elijah's done a lot of really good. He played a lot of football in the National Football League. He's played a lot for us. He's been here with us throughout the course of the last year and the course of this year, and we're excited to get those guys out there and watch those guys play and compete to see who's going to be able to go out there versus Tampa.
Absolutely, and we saw this from so many other teams. For example, my Panthers were playing depth guys. We were just trying to get our starters the ability to sit, and of course some guys ended up playing. That's just kind of what you got here, man. You do have a little bit of worry at the tackle position, but you're still trying to get guys just through this game. Preseason doesn't count. They get a whole week to kind of rest and relax and get ready for the next stuff. To be honest, not even relaxing, rehabbing for a lot of these guys. So you really want to put the Falcons in a position to succeed. So just get out of the preseason games, try and get healthy, or at least as healthy as you can, because the 17-game season is literally right around the corner. 10 days, guys. I'm super excited. Hopefully you are too.
Make sure I get this right. You said he's going to miss a significant amount of time, and
I don't know all the details of it, but I know we'll have some IR status there as well.
It looked like Natron Brooks, D. Alford kind of switched roles a little bit there. What was the thought process behind that?
Always talking about the versatility of the football team. We got guys that can go different spots, and you can watch Natron go inside and play a little bit for us, or you can watch D. Alford go outside and play a little bit for us. So whatever happens, and during the course of the season, you want to be able to put the best guy out there. Obviously, D. Alford was in a tight battle out there with Billy, so those guys that have significant roles at their nickel positions, but to watch those guys be able to go out and do different things, based on the unfortunate incident that happened in our games. When you're talking about injuries, or you're talking about how do you win this game, or how do you game plan this game. So it was always nice to go see people be able to have different roles.
Absolutely, man. And to be honest, we're seeing a lot of the big nickel guys. We're seeing the one in Carolina with Latham Ransom. We're seeing guys that were originally safeties, maybe corners, being asked at times to go blitz the passer, go play middle linebacker, go cover a tight end. So there's a lot more to the, positionless NFL, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously offensive, it's pretty easy, where the guys are, but on the defensive side, there's really a lot of levers and switches that you have in order to change up what you can display to the defense and how you're actually going to run your defense. Obviously, if you've got a bunch of great strong safeties, man, try and crowd the box and try and get after the quarterback. If you've got great free safeties, sit back in coverage. Play to your strengths, but at the same time, make sure that you're checking on those positions and making sure that you have the depth that actually knows how to play that. And if you don't, then how does your scheme change to fix that?
And Zach Harrison, it feels like he's kind of been just building momentum as the preseason has gone along. How do you feel about him going into the regular season?
He's done such a great job of building his steady role for us and what he wants to do and how it looks. He's done such a great job for us, providing us effort, providing us energy. I look forward to him moving forward with us and doing some really good things for us this season.
How do you look at the depth at the tackle position? I know before earlier in the week you were still very good.
It's amazing. It's amazing. We just had this conversation, right, Led, and we just talked about the depth of the O-line. But the truth is in the guys that we have. We talked about Elijah Wilkes being a step out there. We got Jack Nelson, significant amount of reps in the preseason. We're able to go out there and get some of those guys, all of those things. We got the veteran and Jake Matthews. We know we got people like Parker that can play for us. That's got played significant ball in the National Football League, and we got to go find a way to win football games, whatever's out there playing for us. So we look forward to that challenge.
And to be honest, those are the positions that never come up. You never see big-time tackles go to the market. You never see big-time guards go to the market. And if they are, they're getting replaced by guys that are just purely better than them. My Carolina Panthers. I know I hate to keep going back to them during a Falcons breakdown, but we went out and paid 2 guards that are already going into the season hurt. I understand last season we did great, and hey, we were paying dividends then. But now we're looking at this season, and the offensive line looks completely different. When you have those depth guys, especially at the offensive line, you're able to cover some stuff up. You can go out and put guys out there that might be a little bit hurt, out there for just a few snaps while cycling some other guys in, while still maintaining that coherent offensive line. And keeping them in-house for multiple years and not having to swap in guys from the outside makes it easier for that cohesive nature to coalesce. I like what you guys are building, like I said, and that offensive line will continue to be something to monitor. I do think you guys have a top 10 offensive line this year. For sure. I mean, barring injuries. You've already got a little bit of an issue with tackle, but if you guys can figure that out, top 10, man. Genuinely on paper. After this breakdown, I'm excited for the Falcons season. And again, sacrilege. I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. But at the same time, I have to be honest. I want to go look at all the coaches, not only around the NFC South, but coaches that we are going to play down the year. But hey, the Falcons are a team that I cannot wait to continually revisit. The Falcons are not only going to play well, they're coached well, they have a great roster, and I'm excited to see what Michael Penix is. Obviously, hoping he's nothing. Falcons fans still suck. But hey, man, I got to be here. I got to break down Raheem Morris. I got to understand more. So maybe my Panthers might actually win a game here or there. I really appreciate you making it this far. It helps out the channel, and I cannot thank you enough. Hopefully one of these other videos are ones that you like as well, but if not, I can't wait to catch you in the next one. My name is Nick, and this has been Roll Coverage.